Have you ever felt that stomach-dropping panic the second you hit send on a text you can't take back? Or the creeping dread when your battery flashes 1% and you realize you don't have a charger? If you are constantly hung up on your device, unable to step away without feeling anxious, you're probably a nomophobe. But the stakes are much higher than a dead battery. We are facing a crisis where the screen can become a weapon, fueling devastating spikes in cyberbullying and teen suicide, and the impact goes deeper than emotion. This constant connection is fundamentally rewriting how your brain functions. We've become a society enthralled by our own digital reflections, obsessing over how we look on social media. We fall into the exhausting trap of doom scrolling, where an endless barrage of short-form videos shatters our attention spans and permanently hijacks our dopamine receptors. And the cost extends far beyond our minds. Driven by a relentless consumer demand for unneeded new phone models, we are aggressively strip mining rare earth minerals, tossing toxic batteries into overflowing landfills, and leaving a massive environmental footprint in our wake. Welcome to the true cost of connection, where you always need to upgrade your phone to stay relevant.
The anxiety, even there is something called the anxiety when separated from a smartphone. I don't know if you know.
Separation anxiety.
It's called nomophobia. It's like
Oh,
there is an anxiety that I'm not close by to my device or my phone. What if somebody calls or I'm missing out on something? Or even anxiety when my phone is about to die, like the battery
yeah.
dies. So there's a lot of anxiety for some individuals there. And definitely not to forget the relationship conflict that this could cause because it could create a lot of like isolation, a lack of connection between couples, even families. Like we've seen that a lot. People trying to like throw bits for connection. Sometimes the partner is on their phones, really scrolling
Yeah.
for hours, and their partner feels really alone and detached. So that could
Yeah,
really
I, I,
harm
I can
relationships.
imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
That's terrible. I mean, as you know, this documentary is on nomophobia. Well, I don't know if
Mhm.
you know that completely, but this is what this documentary is about. And
Nice.
I did some research into it, and it actually is kind of crazy. So, how
Yeah.
has your profession changed since like the invention of the smartphone? I know 12 years ago it was already past the
Yeah.
initial shock.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what would you say like changed in your profession overall? Like, I'm sure you've done research. So, how has your profession changed since the invention of the smartphone?
Yeah, like can you tell me exactly what you mean by that question? Is
Yeah.
it
So,
what kind of population or like the people I've been seeing and the presenting issues, or me as a therapist with smartphones?
in therapy, what makes it so hard for people to prioritize their significant other over their smartphone?
Yeah, so I think that's something also we're gonna like touch base on. It's like
Right.
how hard it is to stop sometimes scrolling. And again, the anxiety of being separated from the device. And that becomes such a habit. Like that loop becomes so strong that people start doing it even without intentionally thinking about it.
Yes.
It's it becomes such a reflex that we just hold our phones and start scrolling. And once we're there, and we'll talk more about like what happens in our brain, once we're there, we're just like there and we can't get out. Um, so
Yeah.
so yeah, I've seen and I've been working for 12 years, but like this has recently, I've been seeing more of that recently.
How
Um,
so?
I just it's increasing. It's increasing with again AI and the smartphone, everything being so integrated in our life. Like literally, I feel like our life is in our smartphone. Everything, right? Our emails, our just the news, us communicating, texting, everything is there.
Yeah.
So
I
integrated
can
in our life.
take a walk down a modern high school hallway, and you'll notice a new mandatory accessory. It's not a textbook or a calculator. It's a small gray bag with a magnetic lock, the Yonder pouch. The concept is simple. Students drop their phones in at the start of the day, the pouch locks, and they can't access their digital lives until the final bell rings. It's an analog solution to a deeply digital problem. But is a physical lock enough to override the chemistry of an adolescent brain? The short answer is no. To understand why, we have to look at what's happening beneath the surface. Every notification, like, and text a teen receives triggers a rush of dopamine in the brain's reward center. It's a chemical hit that reinforces the habit of constantly checking a screen. When that device is suddenly sealed away in a Yonder pouch, the brain's dopamine supply is abruptly cut off. This triggers a modern condition in the documentary that we've been covering known as nomophobia. For a high schooler whose brain executive functions are still actively developing, this separation isn't just annoying, it physically induces stress. When the phone is taken away, the brain signals the adrenal gland to release cortisol, a major stress hormone. Students frequently report racing heartbeats, profound anxiety, and even phantom vibration syndrome, hallucinating the feeling of a phone buzzing in an empty pocket. Because of this intense chemical withdrawal, the pouch doesn't always create the distraction-free utopia schools are hoping for. Instead of focusing on algebra or history, many teens spend the majority of their day obsessing over their lack of a phone. And when that anxiety meets teenage ingenuity, the Yonder pouch rarely stands a chance. Students are actively bypassing the system. They bring heavy-duty neodymium magnets from home to force the locks open. They slam the pouches against brick walls and lunch tables at just the right angle to pop the mechanism. Many don't even bother breaking the lock. They simply bring burner phones, dummy devices that happily surround it to the pouch while the real smartphone stays hidden in their waistband. The Yonder pouch can successfully lock a phone away, but the reality is, until we address the dopamine dependency wired into a generation's brain, the true distraction remains completely uncontained.
Okay, hi. What's your name?
My name is Lucas Atzakos. I go to Notre Dame. This is my Yonder.
Okay. So what is this?
So this is a Yonder. They give it to us when we're freshmen. You're supposed to put your phone in it, and you lock it up for the entire day until you put it away.
Okay, can you do that for me?
You put it in there like this, and there's a little pin that connects to this. When you push it in, it goes like that.
Okay. So, why do you use a Yonder?
We use it to it's basically just so we stay off our phones, because most kids who don't have Yonders are just always on their phones.
Yeah.
In school. These help us. They kind of work if there wasn't so many ways to open them and break them. This is I'm on my second or third Yonder because I open them so much because they're just pretty easy to break. You can buy magnets online.
Okay.
There's magnets that you can buy, maybe like $25 on Amazon or something. You can buy those to open them and just keep one in your book bag. You can rig it with scissors, kinda. You can put scissors in here and you can bend the pin, and that makes it super easy to just open.
To see this dependency in action, I waited outside a local high school just as the final bell rang. The very first thing almost every student did, reconnected. It's an instancy of bowed heads and glowing screens, a synchronized silent routine that student Lucas Lukey at Zakos tells us he witnesses every day. As the final bell rings, one thing becomes abundantly clear. Neither the teachers nor the students have found a real solution to nomophobia. Instead of creating a distraction-free learning environment, the physical bans have sparked a daily cat and mouse game. Kids now spend the vast majority of their day treating the Yonder pouch like a puzzle to be solved, constantly sharing new techniques, from smuggling in cheap neodymium magnets to slipping in flat rocks to trick the seal. Because of this, the modern school environment has completely shifted. Hallways and classrooms frequently echo with the dull thud of students slamming their pouches against lockers, desperately trying to pop the pins. The hyperfixation hasn't disappeared, it's simply mutated into a new form of obsession. And you don't have to be addicted to feel the impact. Lukey isn't one of the kids frantically breaking into his pouch, but even he struggles with the fallout. The social conventions and communication dynamics of high school are so deeply intertwined with smartphones that stepping away leaves them isolated from the loop. A magnetic lock might successfully secure a piece of hardware, but until we address the dependency itself, an entire generation remains tethered to the screen.
I don't really go on my phone that much in school unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Text, my parents or something. But
For an emergency.
Yeah, for an emergency or some stuff. Some kids just be playing games on their phone.
That's not good.
That's just how it is. Some kids play Geometry Dash. Some kids play other games like Clash Royale. I used to play Clash Royale in school.
No,
and,
yeah, dude, don't worry.
year.
Everybody has done that type of stuff.
I'm trying to think. Most kids, I haven't seen. I started doing it freshman year. Freshman year was definitely a lot more free. There's a lot more. You could do more stuff on your Chromebook. We had a little application,
Yeah.
an extension to our thing. It was called College Board, where you could basically get access to Google with nothing blocked. You could literally look up whatever you want. I used to watch a lot of movies on there.
Yeah. Oh
we found ways to bypass it.
Yeah.
But there's they've mostly patched
It sounds like kids in school are trying harder to bypass the regulations than actually learning.
Actually learn anything.
So what do you think could be the solution to this, kid?
The solution to kids going on their phones?
Yeah, all of this.
I honestly,
Because the Yonder does not seem to be doing it.
No, the Yonder does not work. Either they have actual Yonders that are better and more higher quality, so people can't break them super easily. These things are so easy to break. Or you can have I don't even know, maybe those stupid, because either way, kids are gonna say, "Oh, I don't have my phone." I'm not really sure if there is a way. I'm sure there is, but I'm just not thinking enough.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I bet some kids are thinking enough. They're probably spending their whole day or week trying to get their phone.
No, most kids are thinking about how to not do work. Most kids are putting more brain power into not doing work than they are just getting their work done.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Luke.